All right, think about your typical weekend routine for just a second. You're probably kicking back on the couch, endlessly scrolling through TikTok, or maybe you're deeply invested in playing your favorite video game. You think you're completely in control of what you're doing, right? But the reality is, there is actually a silent partner operating in the background of your life. Whether it's feeding you that exact next viral video to keep you hooked, or calculating precisely what kind of epic loot to drop after you finally defeat a boss, technology is invisibly guiding almost all of your choices. So let's dive into this explainer and uncover exactly who or what that invisible partner actually is.
Imagine it's Friday night, you open up your favorite streaming app, and you finally settle on a movie to watch. So who actually picked that movie tonight? Or think about that insanely catchy song you just listened to on your drive home. You might confidently say, well, I did, of course. But the truth is, you really didn't choose it entirely on your own. You likely picked it from a highly curated list of recommendations, magically waiting for you when you opened the app. And that magic? It's not an accident. You were gently nudged by an invisible math equation. It's a hidden technology that is quietly learning your preferences, analyzing your unique viewing habits, and serving up exactly what it thinks you want to see. Honestly, before you even know you want it.
All of these everyday tasks are supported by what we can call invisible helpers. When you decide to watch that sci-fi thriller recommended by Netflix, or when you casually ask the phone in your pocket if you're going to need an umbrella for school tomorrow, or even when someone turns on their Tesla's autopilot for a really long highway drive, that is you interacting directly with artificial intelligence. AI isn't just some far-off futuristic concept from a blockbuster movie where cyborgs are trying to take over the world. It is the very real brain inside the phone in your pocket right now, and it's a current, everyday reality powering the tools you already rely on.
Section 1. Meet your new digital companion. Let's completely bypass the dry, boring textbook definitions for a minute. What actually is AI? Simply put, artificial intelligence is technology that enables computers and machines to simulate human abilities. Think of traditional computer programming like a very rigid baking recipe. If a single step is missing, the whole cake gets totally ruined. AI is different. It's a lot more like teaching a master chef who knows how to improvise on the fly. It's about teaching a machine to see, to hear, to understand our messy human slang, to problem solve, and to make complex decisions in ways that, historically, only biological human brains could manage.
AI pioneer Mustafa Suleyman suggests something incredibly thought-provoking about all this. He says that we should actually think of AI as a new digital species. Now, obviously, he definitely doesn't mean they're biological creatures with DNA or beating hearts. He's using a really powerful metaphor to spark our imagination. Think about it. What happens when the tools we use actually start talking back? Because AI can communicate, consume vast amounts of information, show a fascinating kind of creativity, and act on its own, it behaves way less like a standard tool, like a hammer or a calculator, and a whole lot more like a dynamic, evolving, digital partner in our daily lives.
To truly wrap your head around the sheer scale we are talking about here, just consider this massive number. 8 trillion. If a human being did absolutely nothing but read books 24 hours a day for their entire life, they would consume about 8 billion words. But today, the most advanced AI systems consume over 8 trillion words in just a single month of training. Imagine reading every single book in your school library, every single article ever written on Wikipedia, and every massive Reddit thread combined, all in just a few days. That mind-blowing scale of information is exactly what allows these systems to act so remarkably smart. Section 2. The 3 levels of AI. Now that we know what it is, we really need to separate the internet hype from reality. Because just like vehicles range from a basic bicycle all the way up to a massive space shuttle, not all AI is built the same. We have to understand the full spectrum of its capabilities. There is a massive divide between what we actually have right now and what we imagine in our heads. First, we have what's called weak IA, or narrow AI. This is the technology we use every single day. Think of weak IA like an NPC in a video game who is programmed only to sell you potions. They are incredibly good at that one specific task, like ChatGPT generating a homework outline, or Spotify predicting a song you'll like, but they literally can't do anything else outside of that. On the other side is strong AI, or artificial general intelligence. Strong AI would be like an NPC that suddenly realizes it's in a game, uninstalls it, and decides to start playing Minecraft instead. It would have human-level intelligence across the board. But remember, strong AI belongs strictly to science fiction for now.
And then there is the absolute ultimate tier, artificial superintelligence, or ASI. This is the hypothetical stage where machines don't just match our brains, they significantly surpass human intelligence, creativity, and problem solving.
If you've ever seen Ultron from the Avengers or Skynet from Terminator, that is artificial superintelligence. It's incredibly fun to think about, and it makes for amazing pop culture movies. But let's be super clear here. This is pure science fiction. We are absolutely nowhere near creating this today. We are firmly 100% living in the era of weak, narrow AI.
Section 3. How does it actually learn? So, we've covered the big philosophical ideas. Now it's time to lift the hood of the sports car and look straight at the engine. How do these machines actually get so smart without us programming every single step?
Back in the old days of computer programming, coders had to write painful if-then statements. If you wanted a computer to recognize a bird, you wrote endless rules. If it has feathers, and if it has a beak, and if it has wings, then it's a bird. But what if it's a penguin? The rules completely break down. Machine learning completely changes this approach. It works exactly like teaching a toddler. You don't sit a 2-year-old down and read them a college textbook on avian biology, right? You just hold up flashcards. You point to a robin, a pigeon, and an eagle and say, "Bird." By showing the AI a million pictures of birds, a light bulb goes off in its digital brain, and it identifies the hidden patterns all on its own without needing the rules.
When we talk about generative AI, which is that highly popular kind that writes stories or creates wild images for you, it follows a process that looks a whole lot like a student's study guide. First up is training. Imagine cramming the night before a massive history test by literally reading the entire internet. Next is tuning. This is like a teacher grading your practice quizzes, giving you hints, and rewarding you for getting the right answers so you don't make the exact same mistakes twice. Finally comes generation. The AI walks into the test, takes everything it learned from cramming, and writes an entirely original essay or creates a brand new image based perfectly on your prompt.
You see, the phrase artificial intelligence is really just a broad umbrella term. Inside that engine, there are several interconnected gears doing all the heavy lifting. First, there's machine learning, which is the gear responsible for finding patterns in mountains of data. Then there's deep learning, which is actually modeled directly after the physical neurons in your own brain, used to process highly complex information. And finally, there's natural language processing. Think of this as the ultimate digital translator. It's what turns your casual, everyday slang into computer code, so your phone can actually understand what you're asking it to do.
Section 4. The good, the bad, and the biased. As with literally any world-changing piece of technology throughout human history, AI acts as a double-edged sword. Let's explore the massive rewards as well as the very real risks associated with giving machines this kind of power.
On the incredibly optimistic bright side, AI can essentially be a superhero. Imagine a doctor who is on hour 11 of a grueling 12-hour shift. Their eyes are tired, and they might miss a tiny anomaly on a lung x-ray. And AI doesn't get tired. It can spot that disease instantly, revolutionizing healthcare. AI can also provide round-the-clock, 24/7 customer support. It can pilot robots to handle incredibly dangerous physical jobs, like working with explosives or in extreme temperatures, keeping humans completely out of harm's way. It's even acting as a super researcher, helping us run complex simulations to solve the global climate crisis.
But for every incredible superpower, there is some serious kryptonite. While AI brings unmatched efficiency, it also brings the very real threat of job loss, as highly repetitive tasks get fully automated. While it fuels endless innovation, it can also easily learn our bad habits. If we train an AI on historical human data that is full of messy prejudices, the AI will learn and repeat those prejudices, leading to biased results in things like hiring or bank lending. And while generating instant content is super fun, it opens the door wide to severe misinformation risks. We're talking about incredibly convincing deepfakes and fake news spreading across social media way faster than we can stop it.
When we talk about these risks, you really have to remember this crucial metaphor. AI acts exactly like a mirror. It is not conscious. It doesn't secretly know if it's being helpful or harmful, and it has absolutely no objective moral compass. It just reflects our own human internet right back at us. It reflects our absolute brilliance, but also our flaws. If we feed it bad, toxic data, we are going to get bad, toxic results. It is the ultimate textbook example of garbage in, garbage out.
Section 5. What happens next? So, where is all of this rapidly heading? Let's talk about the future of AI, and, most importantly, the direct effect this is going to have on your own future.
Take a look at this number. The AI market is projected to reach an astounding $190 billion by 2025. This means the world is fundamentally shifting, and the stakes for your future are highly personal. The jobs you might apply for in 5 to 10 years, they probably don't even exist right now. Being able to talk to an AI, something called prompt engineering, could honestly become as common as taking a high school algebra class. For anyone watching who is curious about how things work, this represents an absolutely massive opportunity to step up and lead the next generation of technology.
So, to recap everything we've just uncovered today, I want you to think of these technologies exactly like those classic Russian nesting dolls. If you open up the biggest doll on the outside, you have artificial intelligence, the broad, general concept of machines acting smart. You open that doll up, and inside you find machine learning, the algorithms that learn from data using those digital flashcards instead of rigid rules. You pop that one open, and deep inside sits deep learning, the highly complex digital brain neurons powering the most advanced, mind-blowing tools we use today.
We have covered a ton of ground in this explainer, from invisible movie algorithms to digital species and the double-edged sword of our new technology. We finally know what AI is, but it leaves us with an incredibly provocative question. We know it learns a bit like a toddler cramming for a test, but what exactly are the digital neurons firing inside its brain to make that happen? How do those deep learning gears under the hood really work? Well, we are going to unpack that exact mystery in our next explainer, AI versus machine learning versus deep learning. You absolutely won't want to miss it. Keep learning, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next one.